It is Women's Finals Day at the 2014 Australian Indoor Bowls Championship as we welcome you to the Tweed Heads Bowls Club for what promises to be a terrific final. 17-year-old Jamie Lee Worsnop will take on former Scottish international 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 Moran in the decider. And joining me in commentary for this final, Barry Lester. And Barry, that semi-final yesterday, the final bowl from 17-year-old Jamie Lee Worsnop was quite extraordinary.
It was a shot that you'd expect probably someone who's been playing bowls for about 30 or 40 years. The composure, the class, it was just a great shot to win the game, and that must make her confidence sky high going in today's final.
Well, up against 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 Moran, a player who has so much experience, could that be the slight edge that 𝘗𝘳 needs to take this title?
Yeah, well, Kay's so experienced. She's played all around the world, and I think she'll really step up today and really make the most of that. But, gee, with some of those shots Jamie Lee produced in the semi-final, I really am struggling to find a winner today.
Well, I caught up with both bowlers a short time ago. Well, Jamie Lee, the day of the final is here. How did you sleep?
Pretty good, actually. Nervous, but excited.
What did you take out of your semi-final win?
Just to play my own game and stick to my game plan, stay focused and hope for the best.
Second time on television, do you feel a little bit more comfortable?
I do now. I got a bit used to it yesterday, so I'm a bit more relaxed today, but still a bit nervous, and yeah.
You know 𝘗𝘳 will be tough to beat. What do you have to do well today?
Once again, just stick to my own game plan, stay focused and stick to how I normally play and play the shots I need to.
Okay, the finals finally arrived. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm quite relaxed. I've had a nice relaxing morning, so hopefully ready for the game.
What have you been doing well so far in the tournament to get you to this stage?
I've probably been converting well, playing attacking shots well. My draw hasn't been quite what I wanted it to be, but hopefully I've played enough matches that I find some form today.
Well, Jamie Lee was very impressive in the semi-final. Do you watch that? Do you care about your opponent, what they've done, or do you just concentrate on yourself?
Not at all. It makes no difference to me how she plays, to be perfectly honest. If I play well, that should be good enough as far as I'm concerned, but there's no point in me worrying about anyone else.
Taking a look at the profiles, and at just 17 years of age, Jamie Lee Worsnop is perhaps on the verge of creating history as the youngest winner of this event. She's from the very proud St John's Park Club in New South Wales. The teenage sensation was a champion at the New South Wales Junior Carnival in the triples and is a member of Australia's under-18 squad. She reaches the final after claiming a nail-biting tiebreaker in her semi-final. Well, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 Moran is a former Scottish champion who now plays for the Cabramatta Bowls Club in New South Wales. She has gold medals across the Atlantic Rim Championships in singles and pairs, silver in the 2006 Commonwealth Games, as well as a couple of Australian Open titles. She's in great form, not having dropped a set throughout the tournament. Well, it's been a long road to get here for these two ladies, as well as winning matches here at the tournament. They've had to qualify to get into the Australian Indoor Championships. Had to play up to 7 matches just to get here. First round, second round, quarterfinal, semi-final, and now finally into the final. 17-year-old Jamie Lee Worsnop, who had an extraordinary semi-final win over Christy Thatcher up against 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 Moran. Hard to believe that Jamie Lee should be at school today, but she's here trying to win an Australian title. It's a pretty handy start.
That's a great start, Mark. I'm really looking forward to this game. We've got a lady on the mat who's travelled all around the world playing lawn bowls at the highest level. And we've got a young girl, schoolgirl, that's looking to maybe go on and do similar things. And it all starts today.
I mean, it really is almost a David and Goliath type battle, with Jamie Lee being 17, as you mentioned. 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 has played everywhere, has done pretty much everything in the game, and has 6-time winner of this title and current world champion Karen Murphy in her corner as a coach. So it doesn't get much tougher than that for Jamie Lee, who has started pretty well. You spent most of the semi-final, Barry, sitting next to Karen, Jamie Lee's mum, and I don't know how Karen survived that semi-final.
A lot of sweaty palms. A lot of bottles of water getting drank. Yes, it can be hard as a spectator, especially a family member, to watch games of this such a high-class game. As we see 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺, Moran, big shot here early on. Oh, just disturbing the head.
So Dad flew up last night to make this final today. So Karen at least has got someone she can hit if things go wrong, rather than you, and sort of turn away as she did yesterday. As Jamie Lee follows this down.
How far short is the last ball, please, Jeff?
2 feet.
2 feet, thank you. And how far through is my back ball?
1'6".
Thank you.
Very good operator, our marker Jeff. Done a tremendous job throughout the tournament. Moran just looking to play a draw shot here. Potential trail of the jack would be good. It's still a good position though. Second shot and good position.
Does she need some cover here? Jamie Lee, with the back bowls belonging to her opponent. Will she be looking to put one behind? There is Karen Murphy, who's won 6 of the last 7 titles here at Tweed Heads. I reckon Karen will be doing it a bit tough too, because her and Kay go back a long way, and there's nothing that Karen would love more than to see a good friend win this title.
Just a small correction required here by Jamie Lee, sticking to the forehand. The weight seems to be pretty good, just holding out a little there. Will it come back in for shot? Well,
it is. So 2 for Jamie Lee Worsnop. Now,
got to be careful here, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 Moran, if she elects to play weight, but I think she might just stick to the draw.
if she can trail the jack, she picks up 3. She's got the 2 back bowls.
Already, as we see, though, such a great head. All bowls sort of within that yard area. Study of concentration. Kay would love to draw this shot. Really help her confidence early on.
She's turned her back on it.
And she's still a chance, is she? Needs to clear the front. Well, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 Moran, what a shot. What a great shot, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝑥 Moran.
Outstanding play from 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝑥 Moran, from 2 down to 1 up, is it?
1, 2.
Is it? I didn't know I got it.
A very nice final ball.
It is 1 to 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝑥 Moran to start this women's final. As we head down to Karen Murphy. And Karen, that is a terrific end to the first end for Kay. Down 2 and picking up a shot with that last bowl will really settle the nerves.
Yeah, well, aren't we in for a great game if the first end's any indication of what's to come in this game here with the 2 girls. Yeah, really happy to see her, you know, play a really good end first up and get off to a great start.
Pretty impressive stuff from Jamie Lee as a 17-year-old. She was all around the jack.
I think we're in for a good game.
Absolutely. And 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝑥 Moran in control of the mat now. Leads 1-0 after the first end. But she'll take something out of that first end, Jamie Lee Worsnop, forcing her opponent to come up with a big play on the last bowl. If you keep doing that and asking the question, eventually there'll be no answer.
Yeah, it's always exciting when you see the standard so high early on. Spectators are in for a treat. Full house here today at the Tweed Heads Bowls Club. Both players playing the same side of the rink early on here.
Different styles too. Kay very deliberate on the mat. And Jamie Lee, as we noticed in her semi-final, she just gets straight on with it. So differing speed of play. It'll be interesting to see what effect that has on each other.
Moran, obviously a left-hander, fellow lefties. Always good to see a lefty out there on the circuit. Lovely smooth delivery. Looks to be pretty good here. Just needing, oh, if she cleared that, she was all over it, I thought. Good signs though, nailing the line with both bowls. Well, just harping the jack there. That's a pretty good spot by Jamie Lee. Moran having to change hands to the forehand and now add another yard of weight as Jamie Lee moved that jack back. Just pulling up short.
Up or down, please?
One.
Thank you.
Jamie Lee just asking Jeff, our marker, if he's holding shot or not.
Well, once again, Moran is going to come to her final bowl and find herself 2 shots down on the back of 2 touches from her opponent.
Moran just looking to either reduce or draw the shot. Got the bowl there at 3 o'clock. I'm expecting it to make some correction on her last bowl here, Moran.
Got to come around.
Looks very good to there. Moran back-to-back ends with the last bowl. That's brilliant.
Well, now a challenge here for Jamie Lee. She's seen for the second end in a row 2 shots disappear. That's terrific play from Moran.
There is options on the forehand. And it seems to be that way.
Last bowl of this end.
Maybe she's looking to turn her second shot bowl in. Just missing high.
A bit too heavy. So Moran, for the second end in a row, comes from behind to pick up a shot and lead 2 shots to 0. After 2 ends of this women's final, it is Moran leading in the first set. 9 ends a set. And if we're tied at 1 set apiece, we go to a 3-end tiebreak. Medium length here from Kay. Just over medium, really, I suppose. The mat not all the way back, but the jack not all the way back up the other end, but still a fair length. And a terrific first bowl.
Wow, what a high quality game we've got on our hands here. Moran, if you don't mind, resting toucher.
Jeff, is my ball right on top of the jack, please, or is there a gap?
No, no, it's touching the jack.
It's touching.
Resting toucher is always a hard mission to accomplish, but Moran's done it with her first bowl here. Important to get one close, but not try and disturb it now. Nice healthy line out there. Good signs early. This is good bowling. Jamie Lee looking to arrive. Sit the shot bowl.
Oh, terrific play from Jamie Lee Worsnop as mum and dad look on.
Switching to the forehand. I think she's just looking to trail the jack around the corner or sit the shot bowl. I think it's battling to get there. Well, Jamie Lee, only a minute opportunity to draw another one here, but looks to be pretty close. Well, it's another one around it.
Just ran out of legs a little bit. But for the third end in a row, Moran is staring down the barrel here with a final bowl. She's down again.
Just looking to draw the shot cold here, I think, Moran. I think that's the only option here.
She's turned away.
Well, it's not that far away.
Now she's more interested.
Well, that's a great effort.
Just a little bit too much weight, but Jamie Lee will be on the scoreboard, you would think, although they're going to measure. Maybe she wasn't behind. One more bowl left for Jamie Lee. Does she honestly believe she's not holding shot?
Well, I think she's trying to draw another one. She can afford to arrive. There's no harm in her arriving with a yard of weight to sit the second shot bowl for 2.
Does she believe she holds shot?
Well, I think it really doesn't matter if she's got shot or not. I think the shot's still there to be played. Sit Moran's jack eye bowl for 2. At about 3 feet on her last. It's only looks to be just a little bit short on this occasion though, but I think she's maybe happy just to take the 1.
Wasn't far off. It is 1 to Jamie Lee Worsnop, who is on the board in this final. There's just one shot the difference. Plenty of talent on the bench downstairs watching this final. 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭 with Steve Glasson, the other side of those two, Karen Murphy. Kelvin, you're surrounded by royalty.
Yes, I've got national coach Steve Glasson right alongside me here. First couple of ends of the game gone, Steve. What are your thoughts? Moran, of course, in the Australian squad, and Jamie Lee, one of the up-and-coming New South Wales ladies. Who do you think's going to get over the line?
Mate, it's a great matchup, isn't it? You've got experience versus youth, I suppose. With all due respect to Kay, she's not very old, but the quality of the match at the start has been sensational. So I think it's going to come down to nerves, and with that, you probably have to back Kay home. But Jamie doesn't give much away, so it should be interesting. But I'm, obviously going to call it a close one, but through experience, probably Kay by the smallest of margins.
I do have to agree. I think experience over the youth, but stay tuned. We're in for a great game.
So I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, mate.
Certainly are. And of course, with Jamie Lee here at 17, it makes Kelvin and Steve look even older than they are. Makes us all feel old.
Well, we had young Chloe Stewart a couple of years ago. I think she played in the semi-final. I think she was only 15.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see. Plenty of talent out there, and we've got some talent on show today. Good shot by Moran, just to avoid Jamie Lee's short bowl and draw the shot.
It's just interesting the way the two of them play. I would imagine that Kay, with the speed that Jamie Lee's playing at, would feel, though she's on the mat.
Wow.
There's a terrific bowl here. would feel that she's on the mat all the time, and Jamie Lee might feel that she's only bowling every couple of minutes because of the methodical approach of her opponent. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, everyone's different, and some people like to take plenty of time on the mat and preparing for their delivery, and some people just like to get on there and get it done. But Kay Moran's doing exactly that right now, looking to take the shot bowl out. She's pulled it narrow.
You surprised at that?
Well, it did work for her in the semi-final on a few occasions, playing some weight, Kay Moran. But after a really good opener, I thought she might have just tried to look to draw in off her own. Well, her shot, Kay Moran's bowl is protected here on the back end, so I'm suspecting she'll go again. Looks to be better here on this occasion. Wants the jack. That's a great shot, Kay Moran.
Gets the jack, and it's 2 shots to Kay Moran. But there's a lot of room here. Two or one. Where is the spot for the jack? It's going to be to the left or right. Where is it?
Yeah, it's just about 2 feet inside from the boundary peg.
It has stayed in. I can see it now. So it's 2 to Kay Moran.
About 6 feet of room here for young Jamie Lee.
It's a big adjustment, though, isn't it?
Looks to be good to there. Jamie Lee Worsnop.
That's impressive. Last bowl again for Kay Moran, and she is down a shot.
Forehand draw, 3 feet of room. It's just a matter of weight now, I think.
Is it going to get there?
No, it isn't.
So this women's final is all square after 4 ends. It is 2 apiece between Kay Moran and Jamie Lee Worsnop. And it is so hard to try and draw to the ditch, isn't it, Barry, when you've just had 1 crack at it?
Well, especially coming off a full-blooded drive, having to come back to a draw is always hard.
Almost maximum length here from Jamie Lee.
Just missing her line slightly. Allowing Kay Moran a fair bit of room there for the opening bowl. Kay sticking to the backhand. Both players just a little bit heavy with their opening bowls. Almost a
How far behind was I, please?
5 feet.
Thank you.
Pretty much ditch to ditch. We know there's a gentleman in the room that knows all about ditch to ditch on this carpet. Just happened to have won the event 9 times. Steve Glasson. Don't really think it mattered what length he played.
Jamie Lee's parents, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺, they're next to them. We'll be chatting with Karen shortly. Barry had that job during the semi-finals and survived. Karen was a nervous wreck, as you can imagine, when your daughter is playing in a semi-final, now final of a national title. $6,000 for the winner, $3,000 for the runner-up. Pretty handy payday for a 17-year-old.
Yeah, I think she'll be buying all the lunches at school if she gets up today.
She was telling me all the friends have been on Facebook and
Yeah.
wishing her luck. And that's a bit short. That's the worst bowl of the final.
Jeff, how far through was my last bowl, please?
3'6".
Thank you.
This longer end is catching them out a little bit at the moment, Barry.
Yeah, it's the 5th end, and it's definitely the longest end we've played by far. And yeah, you just got to nail the jack, but it's not that easy once you're playing, you know, sort of 32, 33 metres. You just got to rely on your technique, make the correction.
Has Kay Moran done that?
Pretty close to the jack. A little bit heavy.
Still have the one. Still have the one.
You have the one, yes.
Thank you.
Kay's last bowl, just missing the jack, but it's in that scoring zone. But still a lot of room for Jamie Lee here to draw another one. Currently 2 down. Well, it looks pretty good to hit from here. Kay Moran. Big bowl required here. This is looking very good. Just under the jack.
Ran out.
Well, it might be second.
Fraction. Might have saved one. We've been caught by this angle before, though, Barry, as to whether or not it is a shot. I think Jamie Lee's reaching for the tape for a measure, maybe.
Two.
It is
There
2
you
to
go.
the 17-year-old. And a handy 2-shot lead after 5 ends. Jamie Lee Worsnop leading Kay Moran by 4 shots to 2 as we head down to 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺, who's got the Worsnop family with him, Kelvin.
Yes, ringside here, and got Karen and Graham, proud parents of Jamie Lee. She's off to a great start in this ladies' final. How are the nerves going?
So nervous. I hope she doesn't give us a tiebreaker like yesterday.
Graham? Not too bad, I think. I'm pretty confident that she's all right herself handling the pressure, so yeah, there's no point being nervous, I don't think, for her. Well, let's hope she can keep it going and get her first set up.
Graham's handling it a lot better than Karen is.
Yeah, looking very calm out down there, Graham.
Well, Karen, if Jamie Lee continues on this trajectory in terms of her bowls career, you want to start getting used to this, because it's been an impressive week for her. So the challenge now for Kay Moran, who's lost the last 3 ends, but ironically in all 5 ends with her last bowl,
How far short was I, please?
she's been down. So a real challenge for her.
1 foot.
Thank you.
Karen Murphy is watching on, and Karen, we knew that this young lady had some talent, but it's been a terrific start from her.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, Jamie's really hit the ground running and is playing really well with the first 2 bowls, which is, you know, putting Kay under a little bit of pressure early on in the end. And Kay's converted a couple of times, but the last couple of ends she hasn't managed to do that.
Kay Moran switching to the forehand, looking to beat Jamie Lee's nearest bowl, about 10 inches away from the jack.
Bit narrow this.
Oh, she could sit the shot bowl here. Might be enough. Or is it?
Still one to Jamie Lee. What can Kay do, Karen, to try and turn the momentum a little bit?
I think she will probably change the length up when she wins the end. I think she, you know, she does generally favour playing a short end, so she might even pull the mat up against Jamie. But yeah, she'll be conscious of that. She's certainly not, you know, she's certainly playing badly. Just Jamie's sort of getting a few in there at the moment.
Which is the second shot, please, Jeff? That one, thank you.
Watching it closely. It's out wide.
Needs it to turn to sit that bowl, just hanging out. Well, she's got the back bowl out of that anyway. Well, Jamie Lee would be trying to draw another one here, but doesn't want to sit next to the jack.
The sixth end in a row here, Barry. Moran with her final bowl is down.
Her weight would be good enough from the last attempt. Just needs to bring in the bowl, narrow the line up. Looks to be slightly wide again.
Very pensive.
Well, wait for it.
Might get some luck. Not enough for her. It will be one shot, maybe two for Jamie Lee Worsnop. That will be 4 ends in a row for the 17-year-old. And the marker signals 2. Kay Moran nods the head. And so 4 ends in a row for Jamie Lee. And Worsnop leading by 6 shots to 2. Welcome back to the women's final as teenager Jamie Lee Worsnop takes on Kay Moran.
Jamie Lee, another nice opening bowl. Just finishing 10 inches short of the jack. Pretty much ditch to ditch here.
Let's see what Karen does here. Kay does here.
Just missing her line.
𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺's downstairs with Jamie Lee's coach.
Well, about 11 inches short.
Thank you.
Short of jack height.
How do you think Jamie Lee's going? She's obviously off to a fantastic start, and being a coach, you must be very proud.
Well, she certainly is off to a good start, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's a wonderful young lady and mature beyond her years, and wouldn't have missed being here for the world.
And you must be very proud. The first bowl I've noticed has been very good every end. So
yes. Oh, well, that's true. We do a lot of drills. We use the Bowls Australia drills, so we have a lot of jack and first bowl practice. So it's obviously showing here today.
Absolutely, she's putting the pressure right on Kay with those first couple of bowls.
Yeah, that's so important in singles. You know, you put your opposition under pressure, and you know it's a wonderful start, isn't it?
Terrific start.
5 ends in a row for Jamie Lee Worsnop, and as we've mentioned, Barry, in the 7 ends played so far today, this is a better bowl from Kay Moran.
It's a great shot.
In the 7 ends that have been played so far, Jamie Lee has held shot with the going to the last bowl on every end. And
how far behind is Kay's last bowl, please?
There's about a 4-inch gap.
Thank you.
And that makes it hard to win from that position, to consistently try and claw back with your last bowl.
Yeah, you're right there, Mark. So important. Kay's got a really good bowl here. It's going to be hard to beat. It's so important now, Kay, to replicate that and put another one in.
Well, Karen Murphy, that last bowl of Kay's was one of her best ones in a while. She needs to get near that jack and put some pressure back on Jamie Lee.
Yeah, she certainly does. It's been the other way around, hasn't it? Jamie's been sort of putting Kay under pressure with the first 2 bowls, and you know, she's come up with a great second bowl there. She just needs to be able to, as Barry said, replicate that and you know, start pumping them into the head a bit.
Well, we know that she can come from behind. She did it in the semi-final, down 7-1 to win the set, and then win the second 15-1. But this is a bigger ask to get back into this set. 1 on a measure, says the marker.
Here we go, forehand. Looks to be just under from here. Yeah, just pinching her line once again.
Well, for the first time in the match, wasn't far off. In the first time in the match, Kay will have a bowl in her hand for a final bowl and have shot, but she needs more than 1. She needs 2 to force it to an extra end. So if she can't draw a second shot here, it's 1 on a measure. 3 would give her a real lift. And who knows?
Just what the doctor ordered here, a little number. If Kay Moran can draw with this last one. Creates a bit of excitement for our last end of this first set. Well, she's staring at it. Seems to be on a pretty healthy line.
It's not going to be short.
Well, she needs to turn that in for 2. And, well, it might be enough. She did rock it.
Would have liked that a little bit more, but 2 means that we will go to the last end, and she needs all 4 to just halve the set.
Oh, I think I've moved that in. Might be able to measure it.
Yeah, 2.
2, yeah.
She concedes the 2, Jamie Lee, which means that we do go to a 9th end. And it's 8 shots to 4 to Jamie Lee Worsnop. Kay Moran, the mat straight up, almost up the other end. She's taken it. This is going to be a short end straight away, changing the length of this end. And so even though the odds of her picking up 4 shots, Barry, are very slim, she will be very keen to keep control of the mat, won't she?
Oh, yeah, no, never say never with Kay Moran. She wants to play her length. She wants to obviously create an opportunity to get that number. And that's the experience showing up, taking the mat right up the green, and then relying on some really good draw bowling for this end to maybe pick up that 4 she needs. Half a set is a good result.
Not able to get that first bowl that she so desperately needs to put pressure on Jamie Lee Worsnop.
Well, both bowlers with that change of length, just missing, in Jamie Lee's case, her line, and Kay Moran her weight, but still plenty of room to draw the shot here. Kay's just got to keep giving every bowler an opportunity, and she's seemed to have missed her line here.
She's got to pick up 4. And with that bowl, you can't see that happening. Can't see how that bowl's going to get her a shot. Throws the towel down in disgust. Does Kay Moran.
Well, Kay Moran's just got to really concentrate on just drawing a really good shot here to help her confidence moving into the second set. Nice line down here on the forehand. Looks to be a good bowl. but runs it out. Almost. And it could be the shot. Yep.
She'd still be a bit disappointed, though, that it's short of the jack.
Well, Jamie Lee just needs to put one out on the wing here away from her other two. And that should be nearly the set. Okay, Moran's got to somehow make a four.
Oh, she can't.
No, you can't. You've got to dislodge all three bowls and somehow stay on the rink. Would need a miracle. But like I said, just try and get something out of this end and take that into the second set.
Keep control of the mat and the length of the end. So used to having the last bowl, she almost picked the mat up there, Kay. And once again, coming up short. This change of length of this end has caught both bowlers out. So Kay Moran will lose her first set of this championship. And has Jamie Lee got control of the mat back? No. It will be a shot to Kay Moran. And Jamie Lee Worsnop wins the first set by 8 shots to 5.
But Jamie Lee, 17 years of age. I mentioned it earlier, looking pretty cool and calm out there. But there's a long way to go yet. Nice opening bowl, just a bowl short of jack high. Kay Moran's got a little bit of a target here. Can afford just to, play a foot or two. Get that first one in.
How far short was I, please?
2 bowls short of jack high.
Thank you.
Australian under-18 representative. I don't think it's going to end there, Mark. I think we can see big things coming for Jamie Lee. Playing at the Powerhouse Club, St John's Park, Jamie Lee Worsnop. Having really quality coach in Sharon Renshaw. Commonwealth Games silver medalist. Better intent there by Kay Moran. I don't mind that. Bowl's in good position. Slightly narrow. She may have picked up the jack or sat the shot bowl.
It's become a real mental battle now for Kay Moran. You can see that she's starting to get a little bit frustrated. She's not playing as well as she would like. And the harder she seems to be trying, the harder the game is becoming for her. And Jamie Lee hasn't changed her expression over the semi-final or the final, no matter what the position.
Make a good poker player, I tell you. Kay's not too far away here. Playing nice weight. She needs the jack. She's played it well. Oh, yeah, might be enough. Well, just favouring the red.
Still one to red, but at least it was a better bowl. There's a frustrated look on the face, isn't it? It's not a look that suggests that I'm on top of my game.
Well, Jamie Lee's looking for Kay Moran's bowl here, and she's not far away. Well, she's got her own, but she's made it slightly closer.
That's 2, and once again with her last bowl, Kay Moran is behind.
Small opportunity here for Kate. Either sit the shot bowl or trail the jack herself. Looks to be a attacking kind of line.
She does have the back bowls.
Just needs to clear the front.
It's not going to.
Well,
it's going to cost her a shot.
The idea was good.
Sort of sums up the final so far for her. It's certainly 2. They may measure for a 3rd.
As we see the bowl coming down the green, just on a tight line.
2, yep.
A bowl wider, she picks up the jack.
Just the 2 for Jamie Lee Worsnop.
Well, this is pretty much ditch to ditch. This will be our longest end for the game. And it doesn't really seem to faze Jamie Lee. Crowd really appreciating that.
Kay just needs some consistency here, doesn't she? 4 strong bowls in a row, and even if she drops a shot or whatever it may be, just to get herself into some rhythm. She seems out of rhythm at the moment.
Yeah, just to play a couple of big bowls and liven up. But such a quality player, expecting a really big finish to this second set. Well, just stiff here, going through the hole.
At least she got there.
Definitely showing some rhythm here, Jamie Lee. Pretty well weighted bowl. Well, down on the back end again. Looks to be pretty similar to her last. Well, got the hole again. That is stiff. Very good weight on that occasion. Perfect weight, really. Just looking to beat the shot bowl or trail the jack and finding the hole on both occasions. Holes for bowls, as we say. Jamie Lee now looking to draw another.
Third time lucky, maybe.
Well, let's hope so for Kay. It's,
but at least she's been consistent with the first 2 bowls. If you're consistent, you can then make adjustments. But if you're all over the shop, it's very hard, isn't it?
Yeah, Kay would just keep plugging away down here on the back end, knowing that something similar to her last should end up getting a result. And she's not far away on this occasion. Just running out of legs. Well, I thought she was a bit better than that.
She's going to have that situation again where she's going to come to the last bowl that she has in an end behind.
Well, Jamie Lee switching to the forehand. It's quite open. We've got about a yard of room to count here. And looks to have done it pretty well and very good position.
What's the position, please, Jeff?
1 down.
Thank you. How short was my last ball, please?
Remind me again. This one?
How short was my last ball, please?
Your last bowl was this one, was it?
Sorry?
I can't remember which your last bowl was, sorry.
I'm asking you how far short it was from Jack High, my last bowl.
Is this your last bowl, though?
Yes.
Okay, 2'6".
Thank you.
Big bowl required here, came Moran. 1 down. Just needs to make that small correction. looks pretty good to there. 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺, well, she's played a big bowl. That's a great shot.
And that could be the turning point in this final. It is at least a shot to 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺. That will make her feel a whole lot better. It is 1 at the moment. I'll let the ladies get down there to have a bit of a measure. And Kelvin Kirko, who's been watching this from ringside. Kelvin, what sort of a...
hard to hear, and I couldn't hear your answer either.
There's one there. Kelvin, what feeling are you getting down there with the
fantastic last
the
ball
vibe coming from 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺?
Yeah, I think it's just been really dominating performance from Jamie Lee. I think her first bowl's been exceptional, and she's really putting the pressure on 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶 on every occasion. I think 𝘗𝘳𝑰's, you know, she's got an opportunity now. She's just played a really good shot that should build her confidence up. So, you know, she's just got to keep in, dig in deep, and just play a little bit better. I think her first bowl, she's got to put some more pressure back on Jamie Lee, because it's all Jamie Lee at the moment. First 2 bowls are beating her every end.
She's bringing the mat up. How are Mum and Dad coping? Karen and Graham sitting next to you, mate. How's Karen?
Yeah, no, Karen's doing really well. The nerves are getting away a bit now, so she just told me she had a vodka in there. Is that right, Karen, in the water?
I wish it was pure water.
No, I think she's very relaxed. It's good that she's won the first set, Jamie Lee, and I'm sure Karen's going to be cheering her daughter along strong.
I bet you she's not relaxed. But that could be the moment for 𝘗𝘳𝘗.
Well,
will that spark her? Here's the first bowl.
Not a bad opener. Once again, pretty good weight, giving it a chance. And for 𝘗𝘳𝘗 to obviously get out in front and win the actual set, she needs to be giving every bowl an opportunity here.
Karen Murphy also down watching. Was that the spark that 𝘗𝘳𝘗 needed, that last bowl, Karen, at that last end?
Yeah, I think so, Mark, especially under a bit of pressure from the lack of information that the marker gave her, but she managed to hold a nerve and draw that shot, and she really just needs to string a couple of ends together here. She's certainly not out of this. 2-1 on the second end of the second set. I think she's proved over the tournament that she's a fighter, and she's you could never discount her.
You know her better than anyone here. How's the body language look to you? How's she coping with the fact that
was my last bowl, please?
her opponent's playing so
2
well?
foot 3.
Sometimes you can only play as well as your opponent lets you to, and here we see 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘶's already started to stamp her authority on this end and put Jamie under pressure. So it really depends on how Jamie reacts to that too. So look, it's going to be an interesting how it plays out in this second set, but don't write her off yet.
It's not a bad bowl from Jamie Lee Worsnop. 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘶𝘥𝘭𝘺 does hold shot remarkably in, I think, at least 8 of the 11 ends. She's been down a shot with her last bowl, at least a shot. Can she try and turn that around, somehow upset the rhythm of her opponent? She's bowling better now.
Oh, she needs to be careful here, just on the draw, when you're having a resting touch-up. That's a pretty good position, even though she's slightly narrow.
Is yours the 1 down?
1 down.
Thank you.
Jamie Lee looking to sit the shot bowl or move the jack herself. She likes it. Looks pretty good to there. Well, that's a great bowl.
And so 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘗 follows it down, because once again, with the last bowl of an end, 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘶 finds herself down. And she's 3 shots down. What are her options here, Barry?
Well, you know, it's really hard to play on that hand with weight. Doesn't seem to turn as much as the other side, but it's either a case of reducing or...
My ball stays, my ball runs. I just hope my ball goes with it. It's 3 anyway.
Just when you felt that 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘗 was getting herself back into the match with a little bit of momentum, a big bowl from the 17-year-old, 1 down to 3 up with 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘗's last bowl. All or nothing here.
It's big weight coming up here by 𝘗𝘳𝘗𝘶, looking to hit her front bowl through the shot bowls. Well, she's somewhere in the area. And she's played it very well.
Superb play.
That is a great shot.
Will she get shot though? She saved certainly 2. I think it's still a shot to Jamie Lee Worsnop.
What a great shot. 3 down to now only, I think, 1 down.
Did which bowl knocked the
Bit
jack
loose
into the
maybe.
ditch? I don't think it was the...
No, I think it was one of the existing bowls.
Yeah. Even if it was that one that went into the ditch, I don't think it was a shot bowl anyway. But plenty of room here.
We just heard 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥𝘆 Moran better than 3, exactly right. If she wants to be any chance of winning this game, she needed to reduce, and that's what she's done. 2 will be not a bad result for Kate.
It was a good shot from Kate. That's well played from Jamie Lee Worsnop. It is 2 shots. And it's a nice little lead after 3 ends. A 3-shot lead after taking the first set. 8-5. Jamie Lee leads the second 4-1. And what we have here, Barry, of course, is that Jamie Lee's gained control of the mat again, and it's the maximum length.
Yeah, this length, once again, is very long, ditch to ditch. Going in this direction last time, Kay managed to pick up 2 shots.
She wouldn't be human if Jamie Lee wouldn't start to be feeling the nervous tension as the finish line gets closer. I mean, I know 17-year-olds have no fear, but she's got to have an understanding of what she could be achieving here in the next half an hour or so.
Well, we've got a switch here. 𝘗𝘳𝑃 Moran's opening bowl on the forehand in this direction.
I thought she just said she was going to give this side away.
Yeah, I think in the end she just wanted to swap hands, so it seems to have worked. I think just about every opening bowl in this direction has always been backhand for Kay. Makes the switch and then forces her opponent to switch. So it's worked so far. And Jamie Lee just puts another one in there. Moran really needs to reach here, but looking to be a little bit short on this occasion. Well, it's a missed opportunity,
Is
Kate.
my last ball in front or behind the jack, please?
3/4 of a bowl short of jack height.
Thank you.
Jamie Lee looking very good here. This is quality bowling.
Yeah, ho-hum, says Graham, while Karen is a nervous wreck. A gibbering mess is mum.
Oh, that was a magnificent shot. Jack location, very hard to get to now.
This is where it gets really tough for Kay, doesn't it? You know, mentally to just stay positive after your opponent just keeps nailing it. She's turned away from that. That's a bit tight, isn't it?
Nice weight, just a little bit tight out of the hand. Weight's probably good enough to almost get the shot.
Yeah, she's going to talk to the coach, so we'll hear what she has to say with Sharon. And
I can't believe she's so calm. She'll probably attack. So, you know,
I was going to cover my forehand,
you're
be
holding a
wider
couple,
at
aren't you?
3.
Yeah. Anything just in behind is going to be really, really good.
What hand do you reckon?
In case she kills it, you want to get somewhere near the spot.
Or
you don't want to give her anything to work off on the backhand. So I'll probably try to find that gap on the forehand and get him behind.
Yeah.
I'm with Karen. I can't believe she's so calm for a 17-year-old in the final of a national championship.
Well, great advice by Sharon Renshaw saying, I think your opponent is going to attack. Best you put one round the back. I think Kay Moran has got an opportunity to attack here, but let's see what happens. Looking for a back bowl, and she's played it well. That's in a really good position.
It's another well-executed shot. It's all well and good to say, you know, you should play this or do that. It's another thing to come out and execute, and that's exactly what she's done in this final.
Well, if Kay Moran elects to play weight here at her front bowl, she can get maybe all three of them out. Well, it's on a very nice line. Kay Moran, this is a big bowl coming up. What can you do? Can she turn her own bowl in? Well, no.
Not quite
very
enough.
Stiff. Played it well.
Wasn't a bad try, was it? But it is a very handy end for Jamie Lee Worsnop. It will be 3, you would think. Certainly 2.
Kay Moran, what an
Close
attempt.
to 3, hasn't it? What are you thinking, Barry?
Take 2 out and let me have a look.
Yeah, I like it for
Wonderful
3.
ending.
Aye, 3.
By the girls, it's Jamie Lee.
It
who
is
picks up
3
shots.
to Jamie Lee Worsnop, which is the biggest end of this final, and what a time for it to come. After 6 ends of the second set, she has a 5-shot lead with 3 ends to play. So Barry Lester, at this stage, and the way the final has been going, it's Jamie Lee's to lose from here, I think.
Well, Jamie stood up in the semi-final and played the big bowls when it counted. Down game twice against Christy Thatcher. But this time she's in the box seat, going into the last 3 ends of the match. Nice little lead with having the first set buffer. But it's still business as usual these last few ends. Put the trophy behind you, put it aside.
First bowl of this end, very important here for Kay. Can she get over that jack? As it's on its way down, Karen Murphy, you've got to be feeling a bit for your mate here. She's staring down the barrel. She needs something big.
She's certainly, you know, staring down the barrel, I think, Mark, but I still wouldn't write her off. She's come back from this position many times during the week, and you know, like, she'll never give up. I'll give you that. You know, she'll never ever give up. So mathematically, still possible.
And that's the start she was after, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah. More of those are required.
You've been in this situation before, Karen, where your opponent is playing very well. There's not much you can do about it, is there? You've just got to try and stick to your guns.
Yeah, that's right. You know, like, it just takes that little bit for you know, if you're that little bit off and your opponent's playing really, really well, you know, those are the days that you sort of you're up against it, sort of thing. So you know, you never know if Kay gets a number here, you know, a 2 or a 3 here. She's right in this.
You must admire the composure, though, that Jamie Lee is showing as a 17-year-old on one of the biggest stages in this country for bowls.
Yeah, definitely. Her demeanour's fantastic for a young 17-year-old, and you know, she's gonna be a little superstar, Jamie Lee, that's for sure. But
this is good from Kay, though. I reckon she's an old 17-year-old, though. Karen, she holds herself like she's older than 17.
She's a really lovely kid, actually, and her mum's really nice too, sort of thing. So you know, like, she's got a big future, and you know, I like the way she plays. It's good.
Yeah, she was 10 when you won your first indoors, Karen. So
thanks for that, Mark.
That's all right. That's a nice reply from Jamie Lee, but still 2 here to Kay.
Jamie, do you mind coming off the line, buddy? Thank you.
Well, I think that bowl might even fall.
She needs multiple shots here, Kay, doesn't she?
This head's shaping up to be a ripper for Kay Moran. She can afford just to play that foot away, sit that bowl for 3, and then all the pressure back on Jamie Lee.
As we've said so often, Barry, it's A lot easier, isn't it, to get in a winning position than it is to actually win. She's in a winning position now, Jamie Lee, and she was never really in a winning position in the semi-final. She was chasing the match. Now she's in a winning position. Can she win from here?
Well, look at those 3 great bowls by Kay Moran. She's got every opportunity to make a number here. Jamie Lee, what does she do? Try and draw as close as she can, or look to play a little bit of weight herself? I think she needs to draw as close as she can, and maybe perhaps just beat her last bowl's a good start.
From this position, if Kay doesn't win this end, it'd almost take the wind out of the sails, wouldn't it? You'd be very hard not to drop the head from this position. And I mean Kay's head, not the head of the end.
Well, it's an attacking line with weight. It looks to be narrow from here. Well, that bowl's fallen over of Jamie Lee's. It's, I think now, it's still 2. Well, Kay Moran just needs to beat Jamie Lee's for 3. This is a big, big bowl.
She needs to start putting some scoreboard pressure too on Jamie Lee, and hear the footsteps behind. I'm coming to get you.
Well, if Kay can draw another one here, the crowd will enjoy it.
Oh, it's wide.
Well, it's weight. Is it going to run it out? Has she got the weight? Well, the line was spot on.
Well, 2's better than none, but the opportunity to pick up another there.
Well, 2 more 2s and she'll be happy.
2, yep.
So it is 2 to Kay Moran, and with 2 ends remaining, Jamie Lee Worsnop leads 8-5, which was the score she won the first set by. And if Jamie Lee wins this end, it's game over.
That's correct, Mark, yes. Kay's definitely needing at least a 2 here. Push it to up to 8-7, and if you can get a 2 like on the last end and get another one this end, it really makes it an exciting last end game, the second set. And it's a handy little starter here, just a little bit heavy, but
it's sudden death now for Kay. She's got the first one out of the way by winning the 7th end. She's got to win 8 and 9. Having said that, if she was to pick up 4 shots here, she'd take it.
Well, the length's just thrown both players off with their opening bowls. And
she has bowled rolled the short end, Kay, when she's got the opportunity, but hasn't really taken advantage of that, has she?
No. With her first bowl, her line was good, but she's also got it in her mind that she needs to give every bowler a chance if she's to pick up any numbers. Short bowls won't be any value to her at this stage of the match.
Only twice in the match has she won back-to-back ends.
That's a lovely correction, Kay Moran. That's going to be a hard one to beat.
I think she needs more than 1 shot, though, here, because only 1 shot means she has to pick up 3 on the last end.
Well, Jamie Lee doesn't look far away here at all. Just pulling up a touch. It's only 2 feet.
How far short was the last ball, please, Jeff?
Last bowl's 2.5 feet short.
Thank you.
Kay Moran, same bowl as the last, looking to make a number. Can she do it? Well, needs to avoid the front one of Jamie Lee's. Which side? Well, that may... Oh, it's fallen out.
1 or 2 down, please.
It's a measure, I think it's only 1.
Thank you. And how far short was I, please?
Oh, about 2.5 feet.
Thanks.
Yeah, just 1 at the moment for Kay. She desperately wants more than that.
Well, Jamie Lee's got to add a yard of weight here. 2.5 feet. Looks to be on a nice line. She's very close. It's a great attempt. Right on the money with the line.
So here's a big decision to be made for Kay. She wants multiple shots, and that top bowl is in the way of maybe picking up 3. Do you try and smash that out of the way and take the risk of, or what do you do?
I think Kay's got to try and definitely get a 2 here, draw this, and then all of a sudden she's only 1 behind playing the last end. But
she needs 2
yep.
on the last end. She can't tie. She needs to get to 9 to stay alive. And she has an opportunity to pick up 3 here and try and take the opportunity now rather than wait for the next end. And we'll find out shortly.
Just watch the body language as she's looking at it. Just a little bit quick, I think. Just a little bit. Well, that should be enough for 2.
Is it?
Well, the marker's putting 2 paddles up.
Yep.
Well, Jamie Lee.
Neither Karens can look. Karen Murphy or Karen Worsnop. They're not watching. Mum now lifts the head.
Well,
it's on its way.
It's a nice stroke. Looks to be heavy for me. Well, here we go.
And so Kay Moran has survived. Well, there's life, there's hope.
2, yep.
It is 2, and for the first time since the back end of the first set, Kay Moran picks up back-to-back ends, and the lead is now 1. But she has to win this end, Kay Moran, by 2 shots to send it to a tie-break, and she's won the last 2 ends by 2 shots. And where is this jack going to go? She's taken the mat back a bit further, so maybe not as comfortable with the mat being up as she was before, but hasn't rolled the jack that far. But she's put herself in the position here, Barry, that if she's good enough, she can force it to a tie break.
Well, other than the scoreboard, the match really has been on Kay's terms the last few ends. She seems to be just a slightly more steadier player. And to be able to draw that second shot was so important last end to create a 2. Now needs another 2 to force the tie break. Some very, very nervous people in the crowd.
Well, she had the chance to win the championship there. Jamie Lee Worsnop with her final bowl. Kay's come up short though. She'll be disappointed with that. But Karen Murphy watching on, who didn't watch on that last bowl, we noticed, had the eyes closed, the head down. Kay needs 2 shots, Karen, and the last 2 ends she has picked up 2 shots. She's starting to bowl a little bit better, but she needs a really big end here.
Yeah, she does. She probably needs to, you know, to really draw it with this bowl to, you know, would be, I think, give her a lift for the rest of the end sort of thing. She unfortunately dropped the first one short, about 3.5 feet. And, yeah, as I said, don't write her off yet.
Absolutely not.
She's come back from, you know, probably further than this throughout the tournament.
Looking very good here, Karen.
She's looking really good, actually. Weight spot on. Great shot.
That's more like Kay Moran we know, and it's hard to win, Karen, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, Jamie's played so well this game. You know, she, you know, really for if Kay can scrape away with a win in the second set to go to the tiebreaker, anything can happen. Yeah, Jamie's probably played. Well, she has played the better bowls during the game. So, and that sets play in bowls, isn't it?
But it's also the pressure of any sport. The fact to win is so much harder than getting into that winning position, as we've mentioned a few times. And this is maybe where at 17 years of age, you know, that lack of experience, lack of these big moments may give Kay an edge here.
Yeah, it certainly could. I mean, you know, I think we spoke earlier about mental toughness too, and, you know, it's been able to deliver that effective bowl under pressure. And, you know, Kay is very mentally tough, as she's just about to show here, drawing in her second shot.
Wow.
She's She's very strong-minded.
And that's really the first time in this match we've seen her run down the rink with any sort of purpose. She's come down before, but she followed that bowl. She knows that she's got herself back into this match. And now Jamie Lee, she hasn't changed her demeanour at all.
No, she hasn't. She's got her poker face on, whether she's down or up.
Now, speaking to the coach.
Can you see that bowl she just played from the mat? Just draw in there. Yeah, good line with the last one. What hand you're confident to draw in there? It's probably just around that front one to get second shot. You don't need to get second shot. Yeah, for this one.
Don't know about you, Barry. I found that interesting. Jamie Lee didn't say a word. I don't know that she could talk.
Yeah. Well, it's probably just a case of hearing someone talk and getting some confidence out of that as well. But the fact Jamie Lee really doesn't say much during the game, I didn't really expect.
She looked a bit different there to me. She looked, you know, she was fidgety with the fingers and not sure that she was capable of talking. Well, I don't mean to be disrespectful to her. I might be completely misreading it, but I just felt a little bit of, and she wouldn't be human if she wasn't nervous.
She needs just to drop a yard of weight to play the same line.
Most probably play a huge bowl here, which she has in the semi-final and final quite regularly, but
no,
it's not there.
Wow. Okay, Moran is just up and about now. Look, she's moving around the head. She's getting pumped up.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, she's good enough.
Actually, I'd rather draw it than she's got more chance of hitting it than drawing it. You know what I mean? So
you know, well, I need two no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So the fact is,
she's going to try and just draw and beat your second shot.
Exactly. So I might as well just try and stop her.
Yeah,
and then if she gets it, she gets it. Do you know what I mean? If she draws and gets it, she gets it. No matter what I do. Aye, even if I just block it.
Well, interesting that if she gets it, she gets it. Well, 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥 can do two things, either stay away or play it first. Right now, Jamie Lee Worsnop has got one shot to play, and that is a forehand draw the shot. Or does 𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥 play it first, take that shot away from Jamie Lee? Seems to me she's going to look to play on her backhand and play the shot first.
She was down 8-3 after 6 ends.
𝘗𝘳𝘰𝘶𝘥's on a good line.
She now has this set at the moment.
Not quite blocking it.
Play yours. It doesn't matter if you drop the 2 or 3. It'll hit one of hers out. If you play hers, play yours onto the bowls.
So quick or?
Yeah, play just whatever weight you're confident with. Play onto your bowl and get one of those ones out.
Backhand.
You see that? You can get yours onto that.
This for the championship.
Sharon Renshaw, yeah, she's elected to get her to play weight, big weight, through the front bowl of hers.
Is that an easier shot than just trying to draw it in and maybe even, whether you get shot or not is irrelevant, but minimise the damage just to the one as Karen and Graham look on Karen?
Well,
I don't know whether she's going to survive.
Well, Jamie Lee had 2 attempts forehand to try and get the shot or reduce. It didn't work. Sharon Renshaw has said, why don't you get up through the middle, hit them through the shot bowl and see what happens. She does have the back bowls.
This for the title.
Well, it's narrow.
It's going to need some luck, and she got the luck. And there is the title for Jamie Lee Worsnop. The 17-year-old with the final bowl has won the Australian Indoor Championships in a remarkable performance. She halves the second set. She took the first 8-5. It is 8-all in the second. And she came up with a remarkable shot to win the title as a 17-year-old. Jamie Lee Worsnop, the winner of the 2014 Australian Indoor Championships.